Alrighty, good afternoon, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster Kevin back here once again. I'm here to give you guys a video blog on the severe weather potential for Friday here. So, you guys can clearly see on the map here where the day 3 is from much of central, eastern, down to southern Arkansas, and you have your margin risk off towards the west here. So, I've been talking about over the last couple of days here, we're going to have a storm system that's going to move into Arkansas by the time we get towards Friday. That's going to bring not only a great amount of rich, low-level moisture across Arkansas with very warm temperatures and also the potential of strong to severe thunderstorms with all modes of severe weather being possible on Friday here. So right now we don't have much going on across Arkansas. I'm going to go ahead and turn on satellite imagery for you guys at this point. I'm going to show you guys what I'm talking about here. So your moisture's already beginning to stream in into the natural state here. You can definitely see that on your satellite imagery here. So there's your high level cloud cover coming into southwestern Arkansas already, some coming into central Arkansas this afternoon with temperatures kind of moderating from yesterday. You know, we were in the 40s, some low 50s across Arkansas today. We're in the mid to upper 50s, and even in southwest Arkansas, you got up into the low 60s today. So expect those temperatures to continue to go up, especially tomorrow and on Friday. And Friday, especially down there in southern Arkansas, I cannot rule out some low 80s. We're talking from probably the El Dorado area to Texarkana over to Lake Village. I can't rule out an 81 or 82 degree reading down there. So it's going to feel more like spring in early summer versus mid-December as we get towards the end of part of this week. And then we're going to have that fundamentals coming through, and we should go back to reality by the time we get towards early next week. With it, once again, as you can probably guess by now, warming right back up by the time we get towards next week here. So, as I said before, there's your high-level cloud cover beginning to stream into Arkansas. This is as response of our next storm system up towards the west. Really starting to get this app together. And also, speaking of this storm system, tomorrow, as the warm front moves northward, you're going to see the winds pick up as well. 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gusts, especially down there in southern Arkansas for tomorrow, really overtaking the state by the time we get towards tomorrow night, and especially on Friday here. So just kind of keep that in mind. It's going to be warm, breezy, humid, everything setting up for the potential of seeing severe weather as we get towards your Friday here. So let's go ahead and talk about computer model guidance real quickly here. And this is the high-res dam here. Now, I'm about to set up just a little bit, and we'll show you guys the moisture coming in at this point here. So you can go all the way back to where we are right now. You can definitely see the upper 20s, low 30 dew points, very, very dry here across Arkansas, right? So this is going to start moving into Arkansas. The moisture is going to start moving to Arkansas as we get towards late tonight, even as early as late tonight, and the early part of your tomorrow morning here. And then it's really going to start moving in as we get towards tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. So you're going to notice that tomorrow it's going to be gradually starting to become a little bit more humid, and then you're really going to notice it on Friday here, especially for our viewers down there in southern Arkansas. So by the time we get towards first thing Friday morning, there's your warm front, your what we call your base warm front in layman's terms, and then you have what we call a destabilization boundary down here in Arkansas. I'm going to draw that out so you guys can know what I'm talking about here. So your storm system is back out towards the west. I'm going to see if I can change the color of that pen real quickly here so you can see what I'm talking about. So this is your storm system back out towards the west over here in Kansas. There's your boundary here. Now, do not be concerned about this cold front. I know you guys are going to see that cold front. You're going to think, oh man, here we go again. Same thing from Sunday night where we had the cold front come through and undercut the storms, and that's going to happen. This cold front is going to slow down, all right? Then you have your warm front that's straight just like this, and then you have what we call a destabilization boundary that's going to come up as we get towards first thing Friday morning. So this is going to move north. Now the question remains on Friday, especially Friday afternoon, you will have to wait and see where this boundary goes. The second boundary is what's more important in terms of the severe weather threat for your Friday. So we'll have to watch that closely over the coming days here. Now, as you can see, by the time we get towards Friday afternoon, there's your boundary stretching from eastern Oklahoma into southern Missouri, down into northern Mississippi, and into Alabama here. You can definitely see your dew point stretching. I'm talking about dew points in the mid to upper 60s and low 70s across much of central, eastern, and southern Arkansas. So it's going to be very, very humid on Friday here. You can definitely see your storm system back out towards the west. Your dry line is going to start moving in, and you're going to have several waves potentially, showers and thunderstorms as we get towards late Friday, Friday afternoon into late Friday here. So you can definitely see your dew points stretching. We're talking almost 70-degree dew points down here in southeastern Arkansas and western Mississippi here. And then as we get towards late, I mean very, very late Friday night and early Saturday morning, that's when your front of boundary moves through. So you could potentially be dealing with multiple rounds of strong to severe thunderstorms before the main front gets here. And the main front has its thunderstorms along it and pushes through Arkansas. So that's why you have a marginal risk back out towards west, because you're mainly cold front driven, while the eastern half of the state will probably be dry line driven. So that's right at 60 hours out. You can definitely see where your boundary is, and we'll have to watch the boundary for the potential what we call QCS type tornadoes, especially across western Arkansas, stretching in central, and in eastern Arkansas, you'll have to watch for the dry line storms as we get towards Friday afternoon here. So let's go ahead and go over the radar real quickly here and show you guys what we mean. All right, so the high-res NAM is really, really keen on a cap across eastern Arkansas here. Now, this could be something that we will have to watch over the coming days. However, something to keep in mind here, if you have a cap all evening long, then you're going to not see any shower thunderstorm development, and it's mainly going to be cold front driven. And if it's cold front driven, you're not going to see too big of a risk at all. So that's why you don't have the day 3 enhanced or the day 3 moderate or anything like that right now, because there's still a lot of uncertainty on how strong the cap's going to be. What are we looking at in terms of the potential of severe weather, any morning convection, which I'm not expecting any sort of morning activity at all, because you're going to have a big cap in place first thing Friday morning here. So as you can see, there's your cold front coming in. So you might have thunderstorms along the cold front, and then you will have to watch out ahead of the cold front as well for the potential of seeing some showers and thunderstorms across eastern Arkansas. So we'll watch the situation closely. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Euro. Now, this is where it's going to become very, very interesting if you go with the European model. The European model is kind of the more aggressive model versus all of the other models at this point. So right now, just looking at the Euro, let's go ahead and show you guys. So this is tomorrow afternoon, and you can definitely see where your warm front is coming into Arkansas. Dew points well into the 50s, even some low 60s already down there in southern Arkansas. And then by the time we get towards late Thursday and early Friday morning, you can definitely see your moisture coming in. So dew points you go with the Euro, well into the 60s and low 70s across much of Arkansas here. And then what happens is you need to pay very, very close attention out towards the west, because there's a dry line right here, okay? There's going to be a dry line right here, and then you're going to have your base cold front off towards the west. All right, so your dry line moves east, and your cold front catches up to it. So you may have several rounds of showers and thunderstorms across central and eastern Arkansas, and then you have the cold front coming in with its own storms to add to the fuel as we get towards late Friday and early Saturday morning. So we're talking from Friday afternoon, probably around 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, all the way to potentially Saturday morning that we could potentially be looking at this. So yes, there is the potential of yet another overnight threat. However, I want to stress, because I know a lot of people are going to hear that and they're not going to pay attention to any updates. This is not going to be solely an overnight threat. We will have to watch the afternoon and evening threat for the potential of multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms across eastern Arkansas. The earlier this comes through, the more unstable the atmosphere is going to be, and a bigger chance of seeing severe weather. And I'm going to show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is what Euro's trying to do at this point here. So this is right around Friday night or early Saturday morning, but this is purely cold front coming in, okay? So this right here, as you can see, is right around 5, 6 o'clock in the evening. And then what happens is, even if you go Euro, it starts us off at 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, which we don't want, because we'll have 1,500 to 2,000 capes. So as you can see, there's your shower and thunderstorm development really getting going across Arkansas as we get towards Friday afternoon if you go Euro. So that's something that we'll have to watch closely here, and you can definitely see how it really takes off across central Arkansas and eastern Arkansas, really develop some line segments, some supercells over there across eastern Arkansas, and then you can see your cold front coming in right behind it, and then it forms into a line of storms and then pushes out into eastern Arkansas and the western Mississippi by the time we get towards late Friday night and early Saturday morning. So if the Euro were to verify, we would deal with multiple rounds of potentially supercells as we get towards Friday afternoon and Friday evening before the main front gets here, and then you have to look out for a damaging wind threat, maybe a QCS type tornado threat as we get towards Friday night and the early Saturday morning here. So that's what the Euro does. GFS is more the same here. So just a brief overview of what to expect for Friday. All modes of severe weather is possible. Couple of uncertainties right now in terms of the potential for cap. What are we looking at in terms of timing? What does the frontal boundary want to do, etc. Now, I want to stress that this cold front is not going to be the surging cold front that's been for the last couple of events. But we've had a lot of cold air behind it, and it's really been surging through, kind of limiting the tornado threat here in Arkansas, unless you were close to the main low, which was up there in the Ohio Valley. This time around, the front's going to be much slower. You're not going to have a crazy ton of cold air behind it, so it's going to be more of those multiple rounds of showers and thunderstorms out ahead of the boundary itself, and then a line of storms along the front coming through. So we could potentially be dealing with multiple rounds here. So we'll watch guidance very closely. We'll keep you guys updated right here on your source for all things Arkansas weather.